Please join us in a spirit of meditation, reflection, or prayer as we deepen into our service and join and share our opening words for this morning. Unitarian Universalist Reverend Don Shea Cooley offers us a reading entitled A Litany of Wholeheartedness. Because there have been times when shame has crushed our ability to be wholehearted, we let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. Because we have not always had the courage to be imperfect, we let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. Because we have struggled to have compassion for ourselves or others, we let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. Because we have been afraid of our own vulnerability, we let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. Because sometimes we are too scared to live authentically, we let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are. Because we want to be wholehearted people, confident in our worthiness and our belonging, we let go of who we ought to be and embrace who we are.
If you have your chalice with you, I invite you to turn on your video to share while we light them. Good morning, everyone. My name is Karen Faye Thompson, and I'm a member of the Fellowship's Growing and Deepening Council. During this program, you'll have the chance to give yourself the holiday gift of authenticity. Here it is 5 days before Christmas, and we're asking you to look inside at a time when holiday pressures are strong. Holiday pressures. I grew up in a retail family, so I experienced holiday pressures from the other side of the counter. My folks had a sporting goods store here in Bismarck for 50 years. I loved working there, especially during the holidays. They were exciting and exhausting. And my favorite thing was helping people find what they needed. The best thing was the excitement and pleasure of hearing them say, "This is exactly what I need." Or if we didn't have it, my dad might call a competitor and ask them if they had it. This way, the customer could go out the door and walk down the street knowing that they could still get this thing, just not at our store. Our family was always late getting the 200 miles to Grandma's house way up in Divide County for the Christmas Eve dinner because something big and bulky had to be delivered after the store closed. The reasoning behind this late delivery was impeccable. You can't gift wrap a toboggan and keep it a secret, and you sure can't hide it in a bedroom closet. So you have to deliver it at the last minute. I remember years when our local, very wealthy gentleman bought and gave Christmas presents to people who couldn't afford them. He knew that my folks would keep his gifts a secret and not tell anybody who gave them. These actions were from the heart decisions that stood the test of time for these people. The pleasure of helping people get what they wanted, the willingness to go out of their way at the last minute, the joy of giving anonymously. These people were being authentic. They were following their beliefs and their values. Now, authenticity is the state of being yourself, making decisions that align with your beliefs and values. Authenticity is useful at this time of year because when you know what you value, you can withstand outside pressures that might lead you to make decisions that don't line up with your values. And during these long nights and short days as we approach the new year, there's a cultural pressure to turn over a new leaf and make a fresh start. But this time of year is difficult for many people, so they don't think, they just do. For example, a friend shared with me an Amy Grant song. In the first verse, Grant describes one person's holiday stress, and in the chorus, she says what she thinks she needs to resolve it. I've made this same mistake before. Too many malls, too many stores. December traffic, Christmas rush, it breaks me till I push and shove. Children are crying while mothers are trying to photograph Santa and sleigh. For shopping and buying and standing forever in line, what can I say? The chorus goes, I need a silent night, a holy night, to hear an angel voice through the chaos and the noise. I need a midnight clear, a little peace right here, to end this crazy day with a silent night. Well, the holidays do bring personal reckonings for many of us. Somewhere, sometime on this holiday slope, you might be hit with frustration or the fervent wish that the world stop and let you off. Here you are, struggling to stay on track on a hill that you've greased with a long list of tasks ranging from trimming the tree to trimming the cookies. When unwelcome feelings strike, I invite you to slow down and pay attention to them. This is you being authentic. You listening to your heart and body, giving yourself a message and reminding yourself about what you value. The poet Edward A. Frost, not Robert Frost, wrote at this time, we find that we are of many shifting moods. It's not a betrayal of the Christmas spirit to stare quietly into the snowflakes. The spirit needs freedom to wander, to revisit old regrets, and to remember joy, returning then to remind us from whence we came, end quote. One thing I've learned from you folks is that many of you have found strategies that work beautifully for you during times of stress. And I hope you'll share them with us during the discussion period. They will be very welcome. One woman reminded us that we haven't any idea what other people are going through right now. And she wrote, this time of year is the best for some and heart-wrenching and overwhelming for others. You're going to come into contact with an awful lot of people who are at their absolute breaking point. Friends, family, coworkers, teachers, strangers in the grocery store, and retail workers. While it might not be the merriest time of the, while it may be the merriest time of year for some, it's the saddest, loneliest, most stressful, and most heartbreaking for others. We're all busy, but we're not too busy to be kind, caring, and patient. Remember, the best thing you can give someone right now is love. Be good to each other. I have you, and you have me. Connection is essential, and connection is only found in compassion and grace, she ended. One of our own fellowship members, Ursula Conrad, wrote about connection in a different, but I think just as important a way when she was a public health worker in the Peace Corps in Nepal. She wrote, I've come to believe that it is important that we accept ourselves as imperfect beings who have shortcomings. To be whole, we need to connect with the divine within and love ourselves for what we are. We then need to nurture visions about what we might want to be and gently strive towards them. You may already know this. One good way to be guided by your values is to pay attention about how an upcoming decision makes you feel physically. When you consider a decision you're about to make, do you feel uncomfortable or heavy? Or does your body feel light and energized? Unlike your mind, your body can't lie. Your body is the best lie detector out there. If you're about to make a decision that does not align with your values, pay attention to it. Your body will feel it and it will let you know. In the busy days leading up to Christmas, what do you need to help you make decisions that align with your values. How do you know when you're being authentic? What does it feel like? Are you nurturing a vision about how you want to handle the next few days and beyond? Is there an area in your holiday that no longer fulfills you as it used to? What image or metaphor will help you remember how you want to be in the next 5 days? We have set some time aside now for you to consider questions like these for yourself. In the chat, 6 questions are going to be posted. We'd like you to choose one for yourself to think about. Take about 5 minutes to consider and answer it. I think we have plenty of time. That'll give you plenty of time. And then we're going to come back together. And if you feel comfortable in doing so, we'd like you to share your answers with us. We'll get us started. I know I intended people. Oh, there's Chris.
Hi.
Hi, Chris. Good.
How are
Thank
you
you.
doing?
I'm doing
Good.
fine. Good to have somebody
Thanks.
start us off.
Yeah, good to see everybody.
Yeah.
I was at a recent Zoom conference with a group, and it was about getting through the stressful holidays, and that was awesome. And it really got me thinking about doing the things that bring me joy. And I said that, finding peace and contentment brings me joy. And so I'm trying to take, I don't know, a few minutes, half an hour, ideally at least a half an hour every day to do an activity that brings me joy. And in winter, I found that that can be a walk in nature or spending a visit with somebody who fills me up. Reading before the rest of the house awakens, or savoring a favorite hot drink, and not bending to the wishes of other members in the household all the time, or keeping on that should-do list, but moving away from that and going to the what fills me up list. And one thing I wanted to share that I've taken away from that other Zoom meeting that might help others is if you're having a dinner and there's guests that you personally might not have wanted to invite, but who are going to be there because they're related to you or they're related to your spouse or what have you, and it's a little bit difficult to sit through, just remind yourself that it might be the last meal you have with these people. And even though that sounds a bit morbid, it can put a spin on the evening that can change your thoughts about it, and remind yourself that it's just one, maybe 2 hours or 4 hours out of your whole year. So, yeah, so keep those happy moments close to your heart and do things that fill you up is my sharing.
Thank you for the sharing,
Thank
Chris.
you.
Those are good suggestions.
Hey, Karen and everyone.
Hey, Marty.
Hi. So one thing I discovered when my sons were little is that I tended to go really down the martyr hole at the holidays. Like I'd have this super long list and I would just kill myself to get every bit of it done and make sure everything was magical and everything was perfect. And I never said, hey, could you help me, husband? Or, hey, should we talk this through a little bit? I just decided and pursued those things to my own misery. And one Christmas morning, it all came to a head when basically I had not a single gift under the tree that was for me. And, or maybe it was one small, I can't even remember. But the boys, what I had arranged, they didn't really understand the theme. And my husband wasn't very helpful. And I ended up crying. I called it crying Christmas. I ended up upstairs in my bedroom crying. But instead of saying, you know, Christmas is ruined and all that, what I learned from that, and I hold on to it every year, is that I have to tell people what I expect and want for the holidays for myself too. And so I really learned from that. So now that my kids are older, what I want, I tell them, you know, they're like, well, what can we get you as a gift? And I'll say things like, I would like a pair of pajamas because I never buy myself pajamas. And that would be a lovely gift. If you get me pajamas, that would be great. And I say, on Christmas Eve, I just want us to gather, play games, and no one go to their own screens, but we're only going to be together that night and just hang out and we'll watch a movie together, but we all stay together. That's what I want. And it works. And I get what I want. And it's so joyful and it's so much less stressful. And I enjoy the holidays a lot more because of that. So telling people what you need and want to feel like your holiday, to make that time joyful, is really important.
Thank you, Marnie.
I wanted to say something. This is a memory of my dad at Christmas. My dad passed away about 6 years ago, and I'm telling you, Liz, it was like the sun fell from the sky. I mean, that's how awful it was for us to, because we left the farm and everything. We just left everything because that was his kingdom, so to speak. But anyway, so this memory is, he got this toy for my sister, and it was, you pulled the string and it had little suction cups. It was a tropical bird that would walk up the wall. And so, you know, he thought this was pretty fantastic because they never had such of a toy when he was a kid. So he was showing her how to use it. And then he showed her again, and she's like, Daddy, let me try, let me. But finally she got it turned. But I mean, it was so cute the way he, you know, had to keep showing her how to do this, right?
Thanks for that memory, Susan.
My memory is, or not my memory, but my thoughts are also with my dad, or with my dad. He's gone into a deeper stage of his dementia, and he really cannot be left alone anymore because he just gets so anxious about it, and he becomes just not himself and so this Christmas we're just really toning down the holiday, and that will be different. But it will be okay. We're all, you know, we just keep accepting lesser and lesser expectations for him, but we are accepting that, and so that's where I'm at. It'll still be very special.
I'm hoping this year, I was looking at the first one, what will keep me authentic, what I'm trying to be, give people only what they need. We're not big gift givers or fancy gift givers, and just bringing simple stuff. And I'm spending time with new kind of in-law relatives that I don't know very well, but you know, I see regularly on other occasions. And you know, what do I bring to the house for somebody who's cooked for her family for, like, you know, 3 generations and all that? You know, do I bring food, wine, whatever? And I get to see Benedict, my grandson. So that's my simple gift.
Wonderful gift. Thank you, Faith.
I just thought about last year with the COVID restrictions. It was just myself and my partner at home on Christmas Eve, and I had cleaned the house and put up minimal decorations, and we had a simple dinner, and it was so peaceful. And I remember many past Christmases when I was very stressed to sort of a breaking point, and I would often get mad and yell at my son when he was growing up before we went to my sister's house. I mean, I was stressed out, and I think it doesn't matter to have a big celebration, to just do what's meaningful, as Karen was talking about. You know, and this year, my sister will come here, but we'll still keep it simple. And I'm also thinking about, or yesterday I was thinking, it's so nice not to be having to do Christmas shopping and wrap presents. We don't need anything And what a relief not to do that. But there's a beautiful poinsettia plant right there. And, you know, we remember the season. Last year I listened to the 9 lessons and carols on New Year's Eve day, and it brought me to tears, and I'm hoping that that will be played again. So keep it simple. That's my motto for myself.
Thank you, Jean.
Thank you, Karen, for the topic.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for sharing your thoughts this morning on giving yourself an authentic Christmas holiday season. And now Karen Larrabee is going to share you a blessing that one of our co-founders, Betty Mills, gave us in a sermon years ago.
May the spirit of this season help us to find our way through the noise and turmoil of the days ahead, into the heart of Christmas itself, to its quieter joys and its peace. May we, whose needs are so great, know how close we are to what we seek and how often the things we so desperately want are ours already. May we be strong enough for the joys and pains of love. May we, with quiet persistence in our hearts, learn to enjoy the small happenings of our days and hours, and find in them the meaning that touches us most deeply, that moves us most profoundly. May we find that life is good. Amen.
I will come to you in the silence. I will lift you from all your feet. You will hear my voice. I claim you as my choice. Be still and know I am here. I am hope for all who are hopeless. I am eyes for all who long to see. In the shadow of the night, I will be your light. Come and rest in me. Do not be afraid, I am with you. I have called you each by name. Come and follow me, I will bring you home. I love you and you are mine. I am strength for all the despairing, healing for the ones who dwell in shame. All the blind will see, the lame will all run free, and all will know my name. Do not be afraid, I am with you. I have called you each by name. Come and follow me, I will bring you home. I love you and you are mine. I am the word that leads all to freedom. I am the peace the world cannot give. I will call